In this lesson, I'll walk you through my personal workflow and how I handle images before starting the actual design process. I won't be explaining every single step, button, or tool in detail. Instead, I'll be giving you a general overview of the process. At the beginning, we take a moment to observe the image, break it down into elements, and decide on the best approach to start the design. Let's start with an example based on this image. If we take a closer look, we'll see that it's made up of circles and rectangles. There's also some simple text, and the camera itself is composed of circles and rectangles as well. Based on the reference image, the most effective and straightforward approach is to start with a general 2D sketch, defining the main outlines. Then, we use the perspective tool to transform it into a 3D object. Let's start by preparing the drawing in a flat 2D design style. To create the main base, we use circles and rectangles. For designing the camera, we'll also use circles and rectangles. After we finish detailing the shape in flat design, we need to identify the 3D axes present in the original image. We select a shape in the image that has sharp, straight edges, and based on that, we draw lines to define the X, Y, and Z axes. After defining the axes, we create a square shape to set the working plane on which we'll place the 2D design. Using the perspective tool, we map the shape onto the defined square. Now, think of the 3D shape as a series of layers stacked along the Z-axis, separated by spaces, which represent the depth, giving it volume. To turn the 2D shape into 3D, we need to imagine how it's arranged as multiple layers stacked on top of each other, with each layer having its own depth. We start with the bottom layer and begin building our shape upwards. We identify a clear reference point on the main shape, and we take a copy from the Z-axis to that point. Next, we make a copy of the main shape to define the depth, then adjust its edges to add more realism to the depth. After that, take a copy of the shapes to a new page, then, we use the Smart Fill tool to create a shape in the area we've defined. Once it's ready, we bring it back to the main page. Now that we have defined and created the shape, we use Interactive Fill tool along with the Eyedropper tool to sample colors directly from the image and apply them to our shape. Now we use the same method to add depth to other shapes as we did with the bottom layer. Now, using the Virtual Segment Delete tool, we begin to delete unwanted lines to make the shapes that we require. We repeat the previous steps to add colors to the new shapes. Now, we add shadows to the objects. We now work on defining the depth of the final shape. We move it to a separate page to make the workflow easier and more manageable. Now, we add some fine details to the design. The final step is adding depth to the text. To complete this step, we'll use another tool, the Block Shadow tool. Now, we begin adding some extra details to make the shape more realistic, like reflections. We now add colors to the newly drawn shapes, using the same method as before. Now, we draw shapes to define areas of light and shadow, adding more realism to the design. Now, we use the blur effect to add a more realistic gradient to the lighting and shadows. Now, we add some additional details and adjust the sizes of the existing shapes we've drawn. Now, we add highlights to some edges of the shape to make it look more realistic. Now, we make some minor adjustments to enhance the realism of the shape, and we create the background. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more great content. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.